Hello, friends. How you doing? Doing okay. It's a slow week. This week we have maybe some things that we can do at the shop in a couple of days. And I thought, you know what? Now's a really good time for me to start getting some things done, like a video list that I've had for months. But this one it was actually going to be missed. Had I been busy, it would have been missed. But that's my third birthday as a detailer. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. Yeah. So June 10th, 2022 is when I started detailing. Boy, was I no good at it. But I loved it. And because I loved it, I'm like, oh no, I got to figure this out. And now, 3 years later, I got it figured out. We're doing good. And, I thought, why don't we just kind of look back on the last year and then kind of look at where I'm going to go from here. So, let's get started. I'm just going to bring you some footage, here and there from the last year. So, June 13th of last year, what did I do? I hopped in the pickup and headed out to Dallas. Just prior to that, I found this oxidation and paint mess on the hood of my pickup truck, the Sentimental pickup. And I started asking for advice on how to fix it. And Carlos said, just bring it down. Let's get it fixed. And so I made arrangements and we drove it down. I drove it down. So I got to meet Carlos. I got to learn the basics of polishing, which was so exciting because that was something I needed. I was so scared to dabble in that. And it kind of took that fear away. You know what I mean? And then I learned how to ceramic coat. It was awesome. It was an awesome trip. We have a thunderstorm going on right now, so you might see the lightning in the window. I did a lot of dealership details. I mean, sheesh. I think I'm up to 200, almost 225. And I'm going to say I did about 100 cars in the last year or so, which is pretty good because this last year has been pretty slow. But that's okay. I mean, I say slow. What I mean is my dad has just kind of changed his strategy on buying cars. And so he doesn't have as many. And that has led us to a lot of do-it-ourself work, painting, and that's something that I did. I learned how to operate a paint gun. It was very interesting, very scary, but that's me. I get really nervous and scared until I figure out that it's nothing. It is just the way it is. Anyway, I got to learn that I could be myself. And I figured out that I guess you could say I went through the first couple of years going, man, I don't want to do this or this or this because these people are going to think I'm crazy. And now I don't even care. I just stayed true to myself and I dressed up for Halloween. Just do the funky stuff and enjoy a little bit of life. Laugh at myself, cut up, enjoy life, and I don't care what anybody thinks of me. And really, that's exactly who I am. I am that type of person. I couldn't care less what the rest of the world thinks. But I felt like in the beginning I needed to be what the detailing industry wanted me to be. And have I taken a hit for that? Yes, I have. Do I care? Not anymore. I got to, like I said, try a lot of products. And one thing that I did do is I learned how to use some products here at home. I had a shower door and a shower that I could never get clean with regular home cleaners. And DIY Detail had sent me all of this stuff for the DIY tuber. And even after I left, I felt like, you know what? I still owe them at least a video to try these things out. And I learned that I could use the water spot remover on my shower door, which looked like it had all kinds of soap scum and all that nastiness on it. And that stuff took it off. Scrubbing, you got to scrub a little bit, but it took it off. And then the hard water stains around the shower that I couldn't get out for almost 10 years. The water spot remover removed them. And now, for the last several months, I've been able to keep it clean. It's so awesome. I'm telling you, it is just awesome. I got to try a lot of products after that. You know, I've received Cerakote, Coach Kimmy. I have tried Diamond Protec. I've tried, I can't even think. Oh, I found the towels that Mo Nation has. Man, I wasn't expecting this big thing. And I really don't want to make it a big thing, but these are some big freaking towels that are really freaking cool and really freaking good. And they're just freaking good. Just saying. And then I became monetized. My channel became monetized, and you know, you don't make a lot of money in the beginning. It's just the way it is. You don't make a whole lot of money, if any at all, for months at a time. But it's interesting. You know, it's keep me on the level. You know, when you're monetized, you have rules you must follow. And I certainly don't want to lose my monetization. So I do my very best to make sure that I am living up to their expectations. And along with that, I have made so many friends. It's been great, especially during my live videos. Let's see. Can I name them all? Watch me forget somebody. We've got Humberto and Mary and Jamie and Debbie and John and Nate and now Farron. We've got Kevin. We've got Raj. We've got... I'm missing some. We've got Hassan. Oh my gosh. Just so many friends. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But the fact that I've been able to make those friends is just awesome. I mean, I'm just excited to see them when I go live and they head on in. And I added a little kind of thing to my lives, and that would be my daughter joining me on the weekends. My lives are not about detailing, not mostly. I mean, we don't hardly ever talk detailing. We just talk life and catch up and laugh and enjoy. Sometimes it gets serious and we talk politics, and yes, we will talk detailing, or we'll talk psychological things. Somebody has a problem, let's get it out there. Let's discuss it. Let's work on it together as a team. You know, so adding my daughter and us coloring, which has been an awesome little addition, because that coloring helps my anxiety so much. I'm just saying. And then recently, I got a scrapyard car. Rescued a car from the scrapyard. How about that? But about 3 weeks or so later, I got a better one, so we switched it out. And I went in and started detailing that car, and it's running, it's tagged, it sits in the driveway, and I love it. I love having it. It's the best. Now I've still got a lot of work to do on it. Most of it right now was on the exterior, so I haven't really found the time to do that. But we will. And that brings me to Black Rhino sending me products. Those are going to be for the new car and the other cars. We're going to try out all these products that I do have and that I haven't gotten through in the dealership vehicles and see how well they do, things like that. Now, we are still at the shop. We extended for another year and are getting ready to. And, having a shop comes with the challenges. It definitely has its challenges. So we found ourselves, and somebody called me a spoiled brat, but I am not a spoiled brat. However, I'm very well aware of the privilege that comes with my dad being in charge. And so we got a new upright air compressor when the other one went out. And, the other thing is when you have a shop, sometimes you're going to run into those quirky little challenges like we got locked out. And so my son-in-law had to break in. It was crazy, but it's been great. And then for the last year and a half, just over, almost 2 years, the black BMW has been sitting in the very back of the shop. I don't think there's anybody out there that hasn't asked a question about that car. Well, it's finally up and running and driving. And so recently I jumped in and started getting the detailing done. It was actually not that bad, but it did make for a good detail video when I did the exterior. So what will I be doing going forward? Well, when you're a detailer, you have to always remember that there's going to be some years that are great, and then there's going to be years that are just terrible. And this year has started out really terrible. And I just made a business decision that I'm just going to do some dealership detailing, and I'm not going to worry too much about making sure I got a video up every week, and I'm not going to worry too much about videos in general. And I'm certainly not opening myself up or advertising myself out to customers. I am just going to work my part-time job and do some dealership detailing, and we'll see where we're at the end of this year. You know what I mean? So that's my plans going forward. The other plan is I want to start looking at using these products that I have so that I can do, I guess you could call it an honest review. Just I work in this philosophy. Actions speak louder than words. And so if I show you how these products work and allow you to decide what you think is this something you would be interested in buying or whatever, then hey, it's a win. So I'll keep working on my dealership details and working with the products, and I'll continue my lives. How about that? Just because Detail Grandma is going live and we're not discussing detailing doesn't mean that I'm not interested in detailing. It just means I don't live and breathe it. Because if you live and breathe it, you burn out. You will burn out. It is completely inevitable. And same with YouTube. So I'm not going to fuss about YouTube this year, and I am not going to fuss about detailing, and I'm not going to fuss about my lives. I'm just going to go on, keep on moving, or in my old days, keep on trucking. But most of all, I want to end this video with telling everybody who took the time to hit that subscribe button, or sat down and watched one of my videos, or 5 of my videos, or 15 of my videos. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you to everybody who left a helpful comment. So, with that being said, happy 3rd birthday to me as a detailer. And again, thank you to everybody who has helped me in this last year. Thanks for hanging out on my channel, guys. I sure do appreciate it. And until the next video, you know how it goes. Peace.